So today, active recovery day. I'm feeling pretty tired from last week's training sessions. My trainer absolutely killed me with every session. I will show you everything I do on an active recovery day. So what I like to do on an active recovery day is some high intensity training, which I'm doing right now about 4 times a week onto the Wbff. Some steady state cardio just to walk it out, and some stretching techniques. Stretching in case of stretching positions and stretching in case of foam rolling, which I like the most, to keep the pressure off the joints and to keep the blood flow running through the muscle as we recover. So let's go. Okay, so mostly I do my high intensity training after my workouts. Now that it's recovery day, I like to prepare my body before I work on high intensity. So it's a need to warm up the nervous system. It's a need to get the blood flow going and to get mentally ready for a good workout. Without a proper warm-up, there is no workout for me, because when you work out on a certain level, the last thing you want is to get injured. So people, do your warm-up, get your mind right, and start off with your training. As we start with high intensity training, I like to choose 3 different exercises for mostly 3 rounds. You will see me doing wall balls here, which is the first exercise. This really gets the heart rate going. As you do these, try to wrap it out as fast as possible. Throw the ball to a certain height and keep throwing the ball on that level. Watch your back as you squat down. Try to make a proper squat as the ball tries to bend you more forward. So you can also choose to stay closer to the wall as you perform wall balls. Then we move on to the treadmill run. What I do here is killing, and it really increases your VO2 max, the maximum oxygen capacity, which will increase as you run as fast as possible on a treadmill that is off. Try to push the band of the treadmill backwards as you start to run. I do this about 30 seconds per round. You can also start off with 10 or 20 seconds based on your conditioning, but try to keep pushing yourself. Walk to the next base, which is very nice to catch some breath again. Take the rope, do not walk back too far, because if the rope is too tight, it won't swing properly the way you want it to swing. Keep the high intensity in there as you push yourself to get really mad on this. I do about 25 to 30 rope swings. So the reason I train with high intensity cardio instead of steady state cardio, like on a treadmill, is to increase my metabolism, so I will burn more fat. Also to increase my condition, and it's also much more fun than steady state cardio. This is also based on certain studies that I read, and because it's just described in a study, it doesn't mean that it will automatically work for you if you follow all the guidelines of the study. I believe in bro science, my own opinions based on what I experienced over the years, and scientific evidence. So not just focus on scientific evidence or just focus on one of these 3 things. Okay, so we're done with HIIT training. Really to keep the high intensity going for 3 rounds. Let's finish now, and we're just walking it out. Really to get rid of the lactic acid, the overflow of lactic acid, also from leg day yesterday and HIIT from right now. Especially those treadmill sprints are really hard. You'll experience that when you try it. So now some walking, just 10 minutes to walk it out, and then we're going to do some active stretching and foam rolling. So I want to mention some basic rules when you start stretching. What is really important to know is that you only stretch a warm muscle. A cold muscle feels like a frozen elastic band, and a warm body has more fluid and mobility to the joints and bring blood flow to the surrounding muscles. Also, never fight against the pain of stretching. If you fight against the pain, it will get worse and the muscle you stretch won't get loose. So take a deep breath and relax in the position you're at. Another rule is stretch to prevent muscle soreness and injury after your workout. There will be a substance called lactic acid left over from the workouts, which I mentioned before. Lactic acid is what causes the tightness and the soreness the next day after your workout. So stretching helps remove the lactic acid. Also, if you have tight hamstrings, for example, your pelvis is going to pull out of alignment, which can cause back pain or pain in the hip or whatever. So we want muscles to be balanced. Do the right stretches in order to get the most benefit. There are a couple of different types of stretching you should know about. Ballistic stretching or bouncing stretching is not recommended to get less tonus into a muscle. Studies show that it even activates the muscle much more. Static stretching is what I'm doing in this video, and it means holding a stretch in a static position. This form is preferable as we speak of decreasing tonus of the muscle. I am actually one of those people who will drop its very new camera before I have a protection case. So the first thing I did after my training was to buy a protective case, and then we went on to eat something. I really want to have this instead of this. 2.5 weeks. With a leg extension, not too heavy, really try to squeeze the quads out. Squeeze the rectus femoris, the upper part of the quad, to get more definition in that part of the leg. So let's go.